What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick, Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media outside of Gillette Stadium as the Patriots get ready to head down to Miami and take on the Dolphins this coming Sunday. Tayler Kyles will be there as well, so keep it here on Patriots Press Pass for all of your coverage as Tayler is live from Miami Garden Stadium. A reminder, we are powered by PrizePicks and Game Time. Head over to PrizePicks, use code CLNS for $50 instantly when you play $5, and head over to Game Time, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. All right, Tayler, let's have some fun. Tua Tagovailoa, one of the more sound quarterbacks in football, I would say, in this Miami Dolphins system, plays on time, has also done well out of the pocket, as you've noted. But Drake Maye is up and coming right now. Throws for a career-high 282 yards last week on 75% completions, although they don't get the win. So everyone's high and mighty, gung-ho on Drake Maye right now. Is he already better than Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa?
I'm going to say no,
Okay.
just because I don't think it's fair to ever compare a guy who's, I think he has 6 starts under his belt, Drake Maye, to a guy like Tua who he's on his second contract right now, obviously has been much more proven in the NFL. Drake Maye, obviously the more physically talented player, we all know that, but he's still coming along in the NFL. He's showing rapid growth, and that's exciting as Patriots fans, obviously. But still, you can't disrespect Tua Tagovailoa. One, Lamar Jackson is the only player with a higher passer rating, I believe, than Tua Tagovailoa over the past 3 weeks. That's nothing to scoff at. Now, there have been some turnover-worthy plays mixed in that I think Tua's gotten away with.
Yeah.
But when you talk about, especially on early downs, when the Dolphins are able to have the threat of their run game, Tua is one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in football. His ability to throw with wild anticipation, where rather than waiting for guys to get open, they won't have even started their breaks, and Tua's already thrown to a spot. That makes it almost impossible to defend him, especially when you're in zone coverage. Not only just the anticipation, but the eye manipulation, where he can be looking to one direction, knowing darn well he's going to throw to another direction, and some helpless zone defenders we saw last year. I remember I talked to J.C. Jackson about that, and he's like, man, that scheme that Mike McDaniel got, Tua Tagovailoa, the way he throws a ball and the speed they have, man, it's really tough to defend. So you really can't discount what Tua's done. And like you mentioned, the scrambling ability, Tua over the past 3 weeks has a perfect 158.3 passer rating, only 7 attempts on scrambles, but still very impressive considering that for years, Tua was almost kind of the laughing stock when it came to scrambling quarterbacks because he just didn't have the mobility and the arm elasticity to actually capitalize when he got out of sticky situations. So is Drake Maye trending in the right direction? Absolutely, but it's way too soon to compare him, I think, to really any of these, higher-tier veteran quarterbacks, especially Tua, who's in the middle of a hot streak.
All right, so I'll give you that. He's not better than Tua right now, but I'm glad you mentioned comparing him to other quarterbacks in the NFL, the Joe Burrows, the Justin Herberts, the Josh Allens, right? Let's talk ceiling. Is Drake Maye's ceiling at least higher than what Tua Tagovailoa has become and could become?
Yeah, and I think a lot of the ceiling comes down to physical talent and work ethic. Because at the end of the day, you can be a really talented player, but you may not have the work ethic to reach that maximum ability. And you may have a great work ethic, but then, you're someone like a Rob Ninkovich, where you can turn yourself into a notable player, but there's only a certain level that you can get to. And I think with Tua, we're seeing that obviously he's getting better every year. I don't want to discount that. But at the same time, there is a limited skill set, especially when you talk about the arm strength, right? And I think he's done a better job actually of playing to that and not really trying as often to get the ball deep downfield, where we've seen the ball tends to die on him. But Drake Maye, like all the things I talked about with Tua pretty much, not to the same degree, we've seen from Drake Maye too, moving defenders with his eyes, throwing the spots, knowing where his receivers are going to be, which is incredibly impressive for a 22-year-old rookie. And then you add the arm talent, the scrambling ability as both a runner and when he keeps his eyes downfield as a thrower. The mental side of the game is fantastic. And then I think you can see in his progress, and from anything that teammates say, the guy has a fantastic work ethic, is already becoming a leader on this offense. So absolutely, I think Drake Maye's ceiling is higher. But right now, you got a quarterback who's still trying to find his place in the league, still trying to kind of get the bad parts out of his game and maximize the things that he does well. And Tua, I think, is starting to evolve into maybe the best form of himself that we've seen in his career.
Yeah, I would agree with that on Tua. I also do believe that Drake Maye's ceiling is higher than Tua's right now. I mean, the comparison to Justin Herbert to me is the one. And I remember I tweeted something during the pre-draft process that Drake Maye is basically just Justin Herbert with a southern drawl, right? Same kind of player, a little bit different of an accent, but even the attitude, where that video with Jim Harbaugh the other day where they asked Herbert to speak and he comes up, he's like, good job, everyone. It's like he kind of has that like goofy mentality, but guys gravitate towards him. He's a leader on the field. Hunter Henry mentioned who he played with. He played with Justin Herbert in LA. Mentioned that they're the same type of player, big, strong, able to make plays with their feet. So I am excited for the Drake Maye ceiling when it comes, but I'm with you. Tua is probably a better player right now. We'll see who the better player is on Sunday as the Patriots and Tayler Kyles of CLNS Media head to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So keep it here on Patriots Press Pass for all of our coverage of this weekend's game.